this little debate per usual on the internet about who has more options, men or women. And honestly, that might be subjective, but just talk about it in a generalization. Probably men. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, and it depends what type of options you're talking about. Options just to sleep with people, women, but we talk about options of a relationship and retention of a relationship, or even options just to be able to sleep with a person over and over again. Even if we talking about those options, a lot of guys, are not fortunate to have this option, but a woman that doesn't force you to claim her, but you can sleep with her whenever you want to. Very few guys have that opportunity per percentage to live that life, and that's regardless of what the chick will look like, honestly. But to look at it, it's, from this standpoint alone, right? If you believe in what women saying on the internet about how meticulous they are with dating guys and how he got to be 6 foot and all that, of course men got more options. Y'all decreased y'all options by default. Real talk, y'all decreased y'all options by default. Am I lying? You gotta be 6 foot, you gotta make 6 figures. You gotta have this, you gotta have that. Y'all default, And then when you talk about the guys that want you, now a lot of the impact of the brothers sharing their stories, and a lot of these stories making the news about baby mamaism and how dudes are losing their lives to the penitentiary, and baby daddies coming over to try to send them to the upper room. Yeah, that's just, in reality, that's what it is. So when they decrease their options, they decrease them. And then you think about it, if everything is even Stevens and the women date the guys they supposed to be with, there's more women than men. So just from that standpoint, when men have more options. If everything is supposed to be traditional and everybody's straight as an arrow, that's what it's supposed to be. But a lot of women limit their options. So okay, there's less men than women already. You're in a deficit. You want this elite man. Now you more in a deficit. Then you bringing children to the table. You in more in a deficit. Then your personality is trash. You even more in a deficit. You falling more and more into a deficit. And then with the majority of men, for them to give you a meaningful relationship, they still gotta want you. So when you kind of look at it from that standpoint of view, yeah, they limit a lot of their options just from that simple fact. But we already know a lot of the stuff that women say, that's really not their dating preference. And a lot of women get the men that they really, really want, okay? They get that man. They get them. And they take them for granted and they fumble them. Right? And they say guys fumble women, but a lot of times when a guy loses a woman, his life improves. A lot of times it do. But back to the original statement, it all depends. Now does the average ugly fat woman have more options than the average fat ugly man? Absolutely. Options for sex. The sexual options, women got that all day. Women can go to the bar, and if they ask the first two guys, one of the first two guys, can they have sex? The numbers say one of them guys gonna say yeah, especially when you expand to 3, 5, 7. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. But a lot of times women get it confused. I slept with this type of guy, so I can be with that type of guy. They really ain't, differentiated that in their head. Sleeping with a guy and being with and actually being able to claim a guy and go out in public and go out to fucking, Texas Roadhouse with him and be seen in public is different. But a lot of women would just be that night girl that come over at night and get smashed and leave home and go home and not even get a chance to 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 take that after sex pee and just get kicked out, and they'll keep coming back and they'll keep coming back just because they like the guy and they hope that they hang around him enough, like Miss Parker did Professor Ogilvy and the Parkers, that he'll say yes. Women will try to wear you down like that, you know, but they get it, and sometimes that works. But as far as the options for marriage and relationships and all, they don't have as many options. Just in a grand scheme of things, when you take the sex out of it, they don't. And that's the funny thing about it, and they know they don't. Even if everything was everybody on, you know, date their female or male version counterparts, there still would be women left over. You know? But, you know, for the most part, men probably have more options because, you know, naturally they date down. Right? And it doesn't mean, good men probably have the lesser options out of everybody. You being a really good dude, being productive, you know what I'm saying, doing what you need to do. You know, everybody put this jacket on black women like they the only ones that enjoy chaos and drama. That's not true. You have those white drama-filled shows that white women get their fix on. So, but you know, it's just, that's just what it is. Women limit their options by their attitude, how they talk, their preferences. And you be looking at, and that discourages a lot of guys from approaching women. Is that, you know, if you see this woman on the internet, fat as hell, ugly as hell, saying what she demand, like, you know, you like, damn, you know, a nigga like me ain't got a chance out here. But in reality, it's a lot of average to really beautiful women that's out here lonely, you know, on a Bobby Womack. They out here lonely. They out here, guys want to talk to them, you know, they beautiful looking women, and, you know, they can't get a man. And what's so funny is I done seen a dude, this older dude, with a chick already with him, shooting this shot at another chick. Real talk. Shooting this shot at another chick. Shit was crazy. I seen it. Bought her drink and everything. He was recruiting. I mean, the man, and you know, the one thing I learned just from conversating with women is that the married men or the taken men are make up the majority of the field. They in the field getting busy. And a lot of these women, they just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be part of the team. Especially if you spending cash or you attractive. A lot of them women be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just join the team. That's why I always tell dudes it's the best time to get in the field right now. And I know a lot of dudes don't believe me. She gonna record me. It's simple as that. If a woman, you know, you walk up to her, you holler at her, and she start tripping, just walk away. Just if she like, nah, I'm good. Honestly, I just keep it moving. I'm saying, all right, have a good day. Hell no. I don't take the high road. I don't take the low road. I take the go road. My damn gym bag didn't feel. I take the go road. I'll be gone. You got it. I'll be gone. You got the best hand, sis. I'm not about to sell myself on you. That ain't even how I get down. But I mean, women limit their options, and naturally their options are limited. So, I mean, but if guys ain't, you know, a lot of y'all guys ain't gonna try. But it's the best chance to try. You know, I did a video. I don't know when y'all gonna see it. A lot of these women are now, these older women, which they sabotage the younger women, are now saying, y'all might as well just sleep with these guys on the first date. Because what if y'all not sexually compatible? That's where their mind is at. A lot of women mind is just sex. And that's another thing. That's exclusive to a lot of black women. A lot of black women mind is sex, because a lot of them, that's all they bring to the table. What do they show on social media? You know, a lot of things they show is their ass, their body. That's the only asset they bring to the table. You know, I'm more likely to fuck with a bitch that show her degrees than show her ass and titties on the internet. Facts. That's just my opinion on that. But a lot of them sexualize themselves and then, you know, play victim. Oh, you sexualizing me. Instead, a lot of them going to therapy. A lot of them working on their social etiquette, or you know, maybe getting a male mentor, a male coach that can tell them, you know, what men really want, or listen to some men content about how to finesse the game. And that's what a lot of men do. They listen to these female and male content. They learn how to finesse the game. But women don't listen by nature. Instead of doing that, I think BBLs, tummy tucks, you know, all this shit is gonna get them a dude. And I already tell you, you deal with a woman, they go get a BBL or a tummy tuck or new titties, bro. That's a mental illness. That's a mental illness. She ain't mentally right. You mess with a woman that sell herself for cash, guess what? How long until she sell you out for $1? How long until she set you up and try to rob you and send you to the upper room? Yeah, she might be like, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to change for the better. I'm ready to change for you, baby. But as soon as that money get low, as soon as that opportunity come to hit that lick on you, you know what I'm saying? She gonna hit that lick. Real talk, she gonna hit that lick on you. That's a fact. She gonna hit that lick. That's just who they are. If they sell their bodies and they sell themselves for monetary gain, they just not marriage material. They don't care. They wouldn't care about their kids, but yeah, men got more options. Say what you want to say about a lot of women. Say they don't want to deal with dudes with kids. A lot of women to put up with a dude with kids. That's a fact. A lot of women won't too. I'll give you that. A lot of them like, no, they say they won't. But next thing you know, they like B. Simone. Oh, I'll be the 5th baby mama as long as I'm number 1. They do the years, do loneliness, do pumps and dumps. That opinion truly starts to change. And your standards start to lower and lower. And a lot of women that keep their standards high, you know, they go through their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and it's a wrap. Now you like Tracy Ellis Ross, a cougar on the prowl, like you LL Cool J, what was it, Panther, Black Panther? You on the prowl looking for cubs. So you got to be realistic with yourself. If every dude you talk to ain't shit, okay, what am I doing to attract that? Where am I hanging at? Where do I need to improve at? Where do I need to boss my life up at? Because like it or not, a man is going to improve your life. If a man is ruining your life, you know, you ain't got the right dude. But hey, that's all I had to say. This cat be sitting in the window. This cat kind of make me want a cat. And I ain't even a cat guy. He be so cool in the window and shit in the morning time. He be chilling. Every morning I get it from working out, he be right there chilling. Everybody think a black cat is bad luck. They like to associate everything with black with negativity. But a black cat is not bad luck. I believe the black cat in the Egyptian days used to kind of, used to guard the king and shit. I don't really remember, but it's something like that. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.